Maybe the problem isn't in my pants. Mex-Men.
It's like a fly fisherman, you know? Just
You have
waiting
to
for
wait
that.
extra long if you're a fly fisherman?
You know, I was so disappointed when I found out it wasn't like fish with wings.
Because the Looney Tunes fucking lied to us.
They were fish with wings on the Looney Tunes?
Yeah, for fly fishing.
Shit.
That's not where you first heard of fly fishing?
No, I just heard the term fly fishing, and I was like, wait, there are fish with wings?
I was fishing in some Gucci
And
flip-flops.
then I found out, no. Oh, fishing while fly? But like, ice fishing at the same time? So like,
Oh.
yeah. You're doing it with like chains, you know?
Yeah.
So welcome to this issue of Mex-Men. I'm Tony.
I'm Justin.
I'm Devin.
And today we're going to be going over Uncanny X-Men, the Brian Michael Bendis run, issues 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? I told you it's how it always goes.
This is the format.
That's it.
You know this. But real quick, something I feel like we need to run back a little bit. Speaking of fly and ice, I need to correct. We do not have a Mr. Allen's in Pontiac anymore.
Oh, it's gone now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was changed to a Snipes, which is a higher end Mr. Allen's, and that went out of business.
Oh.
So
They tried to
actually, the
open up-
space is for lease, but it still says Snipes on the front.
They tried to open up something that was like higher end in Pontiac.
No. It's a higher end Mr. Allen's.
He sounded like a broken lawnmower.
No.
No.
it's
No.
it's like saying that Wendy's is a higher end McDonald's or something.
Yeah, but I would never say that Wendy's is a higher end McDonald's. You said that the store was a higher end Mr. Allen's.
Yeah.
Is it comparable to Checkers? I would say Checkers is a higher end
What
McDonald's.
is like?
What? No, McDonald's is a higher end Checkers.
Oh, what?
Was it like 35, 2 for like 60?
60.
At that store, or
No, it's basically the exact same. It's like if Supreme had a Payless. Like, can your brain like connect
Devin.
those two?
Devin, it's 2020 and we're geared towards a younger demographic. Nobody knows what the fuck Payless is anymore.
Okay, but we're talking about Mr. Allen's.
Payless
Topical.
went out of business before.
You know what I like is Toys R Us.
Hey, doesn't a company own Toys R Us right now?
Target.
Target owns Toys R Us?
Yeah.
What are they bringing them back?
I don't know.
Potentially.
Either that or just renaming all their toy aisles.
I mean, everyone freaked the fuck out about, Hostess. Like, when they thought Twinkies were going away, and they were back the next year.
Yeah.
That's different though, because Hostess they don't open up a Twinkie store.
Well, no, but the manufacturing, those locations still exist. It's just branding. Although, maybe they're trying to corner the market on exclusive figures.
Although, if Hostess...
So they could technically, the same company owns the exclusive Toys R Us figures and exclusive Target figures.
And exclusive Twinkies.
Also, if Hostess opened up a store, it'd be a restaurant. For that restaurant, they would need a hostess.
Hostess?
Yeah, you could apply to be a hostess.
Yeah, but if it's only takeout, is it really a restaurant?
I mean, you can sit and eat a giant Twinkie. I mean, there's the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, but isn't there places to sit?
You could put chairs, man. I don't
bring
know where
your
you're
own
getting
chair?
that there's no chairs in this.
It's like a party store.
So-
Is that a restaurant? Is mobile a restaurant now?
Where are you getting that it would be like a mobile?
Do you rest and eat?
It being
Because
a
it's
restaurant.
prepackaged.
Well, Speedway.
Unless
It's
they're
trying to
serving
be.
You can make them fresh there.
Oh, fresh Twinkies, you're saying. On a plate.
Yeah, you can make a cake,
This is absurd.
pump it full of filling. I know how much
Oh,
you
now
like
we're
that.
talking.
No, Speedway. That one right around the corner.
You guys know where that is, right? The one
talking
around the
to-
corner from us.
Yeah, and on 59 in Elizabeth Lake Road, sort of. No, not even 59.
I
Elizabeth
know.
Lake Road and another one. These roads. But they did the remodeling, and then they were like branding that they were going to have like kind of a food court area
Speedy
atmosphere.
Cafe or whatever.
Yeah, Speedy Cafe. And then what they did was they put like a bench table against a wall and sat some stools there, and the rest is exactly the same.
Well, now what they did is they don't have food ready. You have to order it, which means I never get anything because I'm not gonna wait for food at a Speedway.
Yeah, I know, but like
That's microwave.
but that's what a gas station restaurant looks like.
Oh yeah, I get. Yeah.
Not even like the pictures they show. They made a patio area, and it's just like the last 4 feet of cement off the side of the building, and they put a gate around it.
If you've managed to
silly.
stick around this long, God bless you, sir or ma'am. But speaking of speedways, their way of speed of putting out these X-Men books was timely.
But not. It took a while for this Uncanny book. They cranked out those all news.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had 7 out before one of these.
I don't know if that meant they were going slower. They just started it later.
Yeah, I know, but it's all the same concurring story, technically. It's all
And that story starts with
Uncanny One. Yeah, Jesus. It's like you never heard of banter before. Yeah, so it starts with a secret man.
That's his name.
A secret man
He's
in
got
a
a-
secret chair
He's got
in
a
a
giant
secret
S
room.
on his chest.
He's
No.
not a secret agent man, but he's talking to a secret agent.
Yeah,
He's a
Man.
secret man.
he's a secret man talking to a secret agent woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so Maria Hill shows up and she's like, "Have you searched this guy?" And they're like, "Yeah, we searched him."
Real good.
And this is Nick Fury. Well, baby Nick.
Nick Jr.
Yeah, Nick Jr. It's Nick Jr. and Coulson and a random S.H.I.E.L.D. person.
So Maria Hill's just like walking down the hallway, and the giant cartoon face that took up the whole TV is just walking behind her.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they didn't check this dude's
Face?
Yeah, I forgot his name was face.
I guess we're gonna skip to that. I was gonna say they didn't check his mouth, but they searched his anal cavity extensively.
You're
Right.
the only one who checks everybody's mouth who enters your home.
I thought that was
That
standard.
was really weird, by the
Is
way.
that not American custom.
Going over there for the New Year's party and
Yeah.
having to open my mouth.
I'm not
before
weirded out by the
Open it up.
request. I'm weirded out that you made it while you were playing with your belly button. Show
so,
me that mouth.
so this secret man has some secret information from Maria Hill. And she's like, "So you guys searched him and everything?" Like, "Yep." And she's like, "All right, cool. If he tries anything, hit that button. It's going to gas the room." They're like, "All right. We kind of think you're a little bit of a bitch anyway. Hope you try something." Hit that red button
Also-
and gas you.
You're naming so many things secret. I'm pretty sure that you're a part of Marvel's event marketing team. The Wars of Secret War Chaos Secrets.
Well, some secret information. I'm working on a secret war of types for our company. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Secrets.
Let's
Online.
announce that way before it's even ready.
That's,
It's like just a
that's why
few
it's
months.
a secret.
Coming out 5
And a
years
secret.
from now.
No, just a few months. So anyway, she goes in the room and she's like, "Hey, person," who the audience doesn't get to know yet. What's the deal? Why are you here? Why are you cooperating with us now? And he's like, "You know that Scott Summers man? I don't like the cut of his jib, and I got something for you."
Reaches into his mouth, like down to the elbow, and grabs a little thing, sits on the table.
And she freaks the fuck out, like, "Whoa, I
Wait.
thought you searched him." And then Coulson and Nick Fury are like, "You thought you searched him." And then the random S.H.I.E.L.D. person's like, "I searched him. I missed it."
Searched him.
I'm just imagining that last S.H.I.E.L.D. agent was Bobcat Goldthwait. I searched him.
Oh, we're real topical. Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, he's a director now. So, he's like, "Don't worry. If I was going to do something to you, there are smarter ways to, like, attack you or hurt you. Like, this is for your edification."
I think she's more creeped out that he slowly slid it towards her after pulling it out of
Yeah.
his mouth and then winked at her.
It's basically a little disc with a button on it. He presses it, and a big old map of the world pops up like a hologram. And he's like, "You see those little lights there, those are all the mutants popping up around the world. She's like, oh, there's a lot of them. He's like, yep. It's not the amount you got to worry about. It's the power levels. They're really strong. And she's like, so you're telling me I got to worry about these mutants? Like, we didn't already know that? And he's like, no, not the mutants. He's like, well, what about the X-Men? He's like, yeah, not the X-Men. X-Man. It's a woman now. No, Scott Summers, Cyclops. He's a dangerous fella. You got to watch out for that guy.
I don't trust him. You can never see his eyes, and so you can't peer into his soul.
And you know me, as a secret man, I love to peer into other people's souls.
You're real giggly this episode.
You got all slap happy.
It's so stupid. And she's like, what? Everyone hates Scott Summers. And like, well, you're not in the streets.
The
The
streets.
streets? You come to me in the streets saying that they hate Scott? In the streets?
The streets love Scott Summers. You don't know what happened in San Diego, do you? He's like, what happened in San Diego? Well, I'll tell you. And then dream music, right?
But he doesn't tell. He's like, what happens in the streets stays in the streets.
Is that your monologue, or is that an editing note?
It's an editing note. You know, the blue, 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 blue.
Yeah, I got you.
San Diego.
Some chimes.
Gold balls everywhere.
Just pointing the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. So this is the introduction of Fabio.
Yeah, future star,
Gold balls.
headliner of the X-Men.
Yeah. Medina,
most-
right? Menda?
Fabio Medina.
Medina. Yeah. Fabio
Funky,
Medina.
funky gold.
I was about to say. Which goes with the classic hip hop music.
Yeah. So he's just gold ballsing the shit out of everything. And then police are like, fuck you, you muty son of a bitch. And they attack him. And he's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't even know that this is me. And that guy was trying to rob me. You're letting a criminal go away.
I just noticed he's fingering his own mouth while he's freaking out too. 'Cause he's got his hands like in one panel, his hands are just on the side of his face, and on the next panel, they're still there, but he's got one finger just like stuck in his own mouth.
Oh, like he's fish hooking himself?
Yeah, like ah.
So
Like-
the X-Men show up. And
As
they're
they
like,
do.
yeah. The cool ones anyway. The Uncanny
Yeah,
ones.
the real ones, not the fake ones. Those imposters.
And they're like, hey, how about you get off that mutant boy? Get on this mutant man.
Get out of my dreams and into my car. This episode is for every 40-year-old that wants to listen to this show.
Yeah. We're widening our demographic, man.
Yeah.
So they they're like, fucking X-Men. All right. Well, then we got an answer for that. And Sentinels show up. They're like, wait, what?
They just had it ready.
Sentinels?
Scott has no neck in this drawing either. It's just one long head.
It's
Yeah,
not
kinda.
that he has no neck. He's got like a Corey Taylor neck where it's like his neck is so fucking thick. Like he's like Brock Lesnar. It's just all muscles coming from his neck.
It's a giraffe neck though, because it's not like built.
It's about the size of his fucking shoulders.
He's kind of just a triangle, but like a narrow triangle
How
in
dare
this
you?
drawing.
You're-
I didn't draw it.
You're a narrow
I'm-
triangle.
I wish that there's nothing narrow about me, sir. I wish that were the case.
Is that
I'm way too wide.
Pull out the size chart.
talking about your butthole?
Why'd you go butthole? No, I'm talking about my
Because you don't
fucking.
have a vagina.
Why are you going to orifices?
It's the first place to go.
Why don't you go for
Where else am I
orifices?
gonna go?
It was a general comment in reference to weight, and you're just like, first thought, butthole. So, yeah, Sentinels attack, and Magneto turns guns into fucking arrows, and then makes those arrows ginormous, fighting back. There's a lot of like, making fun of Magneto too in this. Well, just a bit of it, I guess. From Emma, where she's like, crazy, right? You could have like just taken these apart like they were nothing. And he's like, how about you shut up and let me fight these things? Because it's kind of hard if my power's broken.
Yeah. It's difficult. And also, clang thunk. Not only is the sound it makes, but also sounds like a type of Japanese dance music.
Clang thunk?
Yeah. Like Wang Chung.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Everybody clang thunk tonight.
Or like a Russian knockoff of that music. Because I just discovered Russian mumble rap.
Don't you do
today.
that to him. Don't you tell him about
It
that.
is fucking disturbing.
There's
Like a thing of nightmares.
one he showed me was like a 14-year-old chunky kid that was just playing with his man boobs.
Yeah, it was like a truffle shuffle thing going on. He looked like Annie Milonakis, but speaking Russian.
Oh man.
But also mumble rapping.
It was disturbing, and I'll never sleep again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
It sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't send this to me.
Send it to you?
No.
Floor it?
You know what's crazy, though? It sounds exactly like English mumble rap.
It does.
It sounds exactly like the thing it's parodying.
I feel like Ilyana listens to this.
To Russian
She
mumble
would
rap?
listen to Russian mumble rap, yeah.
Or Mex-Men.
I feel like she listens to something more pretentious. Like
Bach.
not like Bach, but like I only listen to dark orchestral music. It's the one with the bass that needs two people to play.
So they're having a really hard time with these Sentinels, because of course they would. They're all shapes and sizes, these Sentinels. They're like normal people sizes and then giant Goliath sizes. And then Scott's like, get the students out of here. They're not ready for this. And Magik's like, kind of busy fighting Sentinels, man.
Yeah, 'cause
I
all
can't
you guys
just
are
teleport them
useless."
away. Yeah, basically. So then he's like, all right, everybody, get down. And he
Get down.
shoots... he shoots a crazy optic blast that blows them all up because it's more of an explosion from his face in every direction.
Yeah, it's like if his face was Havoc's hula hooping dance from
Yeah.
the X-Men movies.
And meanwhile, this is cutting in and out between the conversation going on with the Mystery Man and Maria Hill and, the events taking place saving Gold Balls. And he's like, so, you got to worry about this guy because he's so dangerous and he's beloved and they're new mutants and they're recruiting them and they're trying to start a revolution. And then she's basically like, well, tell me something I don't know. And he's like, his powers are broken. And she's like, wait, what now? And he's like, so you're telling me that the face of the mutant revolution is broken?
When you when you said, tell me something I don't know, I thought you were going to say, I opened mouse kissed a horse once.
No, because why would I
Because-
reference...
Well, because he's also an international man of mystery.
Oh, the guy right now. Yeah. Well, he's a man of mystery. He's not necessarily international at this point.
He lives, they're a separate nation. Oh. And he has his own asteroid.
Oh,
He's
now.
international.
Hey, man!
Spoiler.
Spoilers! Cut it out.
What, to Asteroid M?
Hey, man! So, anyway, she's like, the face of the mutant revolution's broken? That means three things in this context. And he's like, yeah.
It's like, what are you, Eminem?
Hit me with triple entendres?
He pulled out the notebook and wrote that down too.
He's
Fucking Wolverine got one.
He's just writing like sick. Fucking sick.
Because he writes down all those like monologues he has because they're always so great. Oh wait, we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah. So Maria Hill is like, okay, well, tell me more. And he's like, yeah. So anyway, he does this giant blast, right, to all these things and destroys them. She's like, wait, I thought you said his powers are broken. And he's like, yeah, well, I mean, it's a lucky shot. He could have also killed just all the humans and mutants and the Sentinels would have been fine.
Is it Magneto saying this or the dude from Ant-Man? Because you're saying that. Like,
We don't know who's saying this, Tony. Anyway.
yes, you said it earlier.
So she's like, why should I trust you? And he's like, because
I'm Magneto.
I'm angry at I'm angry at Scott Summers. He's broken my God-given power, and
Over
he's
magnetism.
and she's like, all right then, Magneto.
Big letters. She shouted this shit right at him. Just bleep out all the times we said it.
But I was saying, the way that you were recapping what he was saying was I can't remember his name, but straight up is it Louise?
I think so.
I think
The
so.
dude from it's like, yeah, man, but his like powers are like wicked broken. So who was the person?
Hold on, I got it here. And Eric Lyncher?
Oh, I
Lancher?
thought it was Max.
Langshire?
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
I know we got this
Some
package
guy.
here for Tony Stank.
All right, so issue 2 is pretty cool. I liked it opens on Emma kind of with her own internal monologue of her perspective of things, her dealing with her powers being broken and how frustrating it is because she's going from two extremes now of having been a psychic and one of the most powerful in the world who could hear the thoughts of anybody and whose struggle used to be shutting people out to the point of now it's deafening silence and she's missing all that ambient noise.
It's like when you live in the city and you can only sleep with all the noise.
I was literally thinking that same
But
thing.
but then when you go to like the country, you just focus on one noise and you can't sleep.
Yeah,
It's like a
Rooster.
cricket.
Yeah.
She's also got the eyebrow threading going on, like that design. You look at her eyebrows. She did the little shave line through her eyebrows.
Oh, yeah?
Trying to be all cool. Yeah.
I used to work
So,
with
like,
a guy
this
who
is
did
gonna
that.
look so dope. Ah, and then
You said you used to do that?
No, I used to work with a guy who did that. He just had like 3 line marks, like he fucking like put like 3 dashes on the ends of his eyebrows. Looks sick.
Sick, bro.
Like he looked
Real
sick. I
intimidating.
was worried about.
So, but she's thinking about how it sucks not having her power, and then it sucks the situation they're in, and everything they had built, that it was gone, and that she wants to blame so many people, Scott, the Phoenix, Tony Stark for breaking the Phoenix in the first place, Jean Grey for ever even introducing the Phoenix to their lives, and also for existing and having
Ever.
that bitch ass face and the hair and those boobs and that shirt, and that one time when she walked across the street and like almost like was gonna trip but then didn't trip, and so she like was gonna be able to laugh at her and then didn't get to laugh at her.
For a second, I thought you were going to describe the origins of Daredevil. She pulled the old man away, but the truck swerved and the radioactive material got all over her eyes. And
No, like
she fights crime.
that she
with
was
her
like
radar
perfect,
sense.
and like even in the moments where she was supposed to like fuck up and fail, she didn't, and so like how dare she?
By the way, it's official canon now that like Chip Zdarsky, at least his canon, that he refers to Daredevil's senses as SoundCloud.
That's great. Also, Chip Zdarsky has a cannon.
Yes, it shoots confetti.
All right, I guess that's safe enough.
I'll allow it.
So Scott shows up because he's like, "Hey, we're all meeting to go over that footage of the Sentinel attack and everything."
Hey, we're all eating meatloaf and mashed potatoes down in the bunker.
And she realizes, and he realizes like she was projecting because like right before that she was thinking of like her betrayal to him and how like she having her powers, she could reach into everyone's thoughts at any time and know their deepest secrets, and like that made her think of like how people like she knew who was actually in love and wasn't in love, and she knew that even though Scott was always going to love Jean, he really did also love her, and that now she doesn't know, like she doesn't feel like she deserves that because she betrayed him and then told him she betrayed him because remember she kissed Namor and then they
And
banged
he was
in their
like
head.
all wicked mad.
So Emma projects those thoughts into Scott, and she's like, "Oh my God, what did you hear?" And he's like, enough. I heard it." And she's
What did you hear? Enough.
and she gets even more upset because she realizes like her powers aren't just broken, but she's projecting thoughts into people, which is even worse than not being able to read their minds. And he's like, "Well, maybe it's a good thing. It means your powers are recovering." And she's like, "No, you dummy, because like I don't know when they're projecting. So I don't know when people are going to hear my thoughts. Like, what if I'm thinking of an integral plan to our strategy and then they hear it?
And he's just like kicking the ground. He's like, sounds like your powers aren't the only thing projecting right now.
So they talk a bit about their relationship and trust issues and amicably. Jesus.
I'll fix it in post.
And they amicably.
Somebody else is saying the word.
It's going to be the computer voice for Google.
Amicably. Yeah. They
Amicably.
The girl computer voice.
Yeah. It's going to be the Australian.
You're gonna have the girl
real
computer
Emma.
voice do the whole Emma part. Yeah.
We'll have a girl do this one. Just Siri.
It's just Google Translate, but you're translating English to English. So they interrupted sort of by Magik, like, hey, so are you coming? Like, she lightning strikes and she shows
sort
up.
of. She just dropped a lightning bolt right
Yeah.
in front of us. She's like,
Y'all fucking or nah?
Yeah, she's like, are you guys back together? And they're like, no, we're not back together. And she's like, oh, good.
thank the Dark Lords or something.
Yeah. And
Which I don't know why she would care. But.
well, I think everyone just sort of had a negative connotation to the relationship. Because that's one of the things, even in Emma's own mind, like, everyone thought I was a bad influence and all that stuff. And
Because they opened up the
in
classroom
reality-
and she was like bent over a desk.
what?
At the Xavier school, you know that was happening. When they were teaching there together. Open up the English class and oh shit.
Well, she's like
Oh.
sexting him with her mind while they're like, she's teaching physics.
She's not even there. She's half teaching it.
No, ethics.
Yeah,
She's the ethics teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Kitty's got a problem with that.
She does.
Which that seems like they did that to be ironic. Like fucking hipster X-Men. Or like, why don't we get the former supervillain to teach ethics?
Yeah. Well, because she understands them.
Yeah,
She had to get them to become a hero.
did the opposite of that for a while.
Yeah. She was on both sides of the fence. And that's experience.
Is that a Mexican reference? Now who's being racist?
It really
That
wasn't.
was a bisexual reference.
It wasn't either of those. But okay. And I think it's a wall now. Is it?
Now is that a Mexican
There's-
reference?
Now, now it's a Mexican reference, but
Are,
like,
you are you asking if the government built an entire wall and we haven't heard about it being built yet?
no, I know it's supposed to be, right? But like, was it though?
No, it's just a fence. That was the issue.
Yeah.
But I actually got a buddy who was a part of a campaign to buy like parts of the land where they were going to put the wall. So like the whole thing was like, oh, they can't build on our land, and I was like, man, you're just gonna own a part of that wall now.
Yeah.
It's like I know you're trying to stop them, but now you're kind of racist.
Yeah. Like they're forced into being racist. Like try telling that to like the Native Americans when they put that fucking pipeline through their reservation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, your own land's not really going to stop that.
And that was just a private company too. They were just like, we don't care. We want the.
I might delete all of this.
So Scott and Emma, they do reconcile a little bit. They're walking back into the bunker, so to speak. That's what it looks like,
Hey,
the whole thing.
man, you showed some respect. That is the new Xavier Institute.
It's a hunk of dirt with a whole facility underneath it.
You're a hunk of dirt with a whole facility underneath you,
All right.
bitch.
So Emma's like, I miss being in your head, and then thinks like, because it was safe there, and he's like, you're projecting, and she's like, good. So
I think
they're cool, and he's like, it's best this way, and she's like, sure, whatever.
Yeah, it's over for him, but she's still, he's saying it's over.
Yeah.
And then we get back to more of the pointing.
Yeah, a bit. They're like, so Fabio, that power of yours.
Fabio,
Let me see those gold balls you got.
show me your balls.
Scott's like, I want to see one of those, and he's like, I don't know how to do that. And
like, right here,
Emma's
you
just
sure?
like, concentrate, and he's like, well, I don't know how to do that. And she's like, just fucking think about the thing, and then do the thing. He's like, fine, and then
He's like,
gold balls
As an
everywhere.
employee of Corn Dog on a Stick, I cannot just control superpowers. Like,
Yeah. And, they do the whole, like, so these are Sentinels. They want to kill us. They show them the footage. And then they're like, and then this is a map of mutants around the place. And it looks eerily familiar. this map because Magneto showed it to Maria Hill. So you know
Was
where
he
he's
the guy?
going. He was the guy.
Oh, fuck.
So
I thought it was some bald dude.
yeah, they made him bald. It's crazy.
Shave that white mane he had.
He got like a month-long leukemia stuff.
That's his lion's mane.
I know.
This is warrior's mane.
It's fierce. He probably gave it away.
So, and they also, Bendis gets into like how elaborate the base is. The Weapon X facility that's now the new Charles Xavier.
see the map.
That sounds like how my all my high friends are when they listen to Primus. They're like, man, it's just so elaborate how the base is.
So they show like, you know, the hangar is actually on top and everything, and then there's like a cafeteria and a sub level and
Like a Hickman
a war room,
diagram.
and basically.
They got 5 people and they need a whole cafeteria. It's like just put a dinner table
Yeah,
in
and
the
the
dining
dorms,
room.
and then there's an area where you're not supposed to go.
Yeah,
In the way
secret area, but it's
yeah.
on the map. It says secret area.
That's where secret men go to do secret things.
You're not allowed in here. Like, that's the first place you go, and it says right on the map, don't go here.
Well, Scott was intending on doing something very specific with that after he went to a certain safety security deposit box, but when he went there, the pictures were gone.
It's like, I can't even buy new pictures because they took all my money.
And we broke up. I just said it was over.
And I don't have a phone still.
There is no phone.
There's no phone.
Just the fucking danger room.
So the students, though, they're still concerned about their lives because they kind of were ripped from them abruptly. They were all being attacked in some way or another. Well, sort of. Benjamin wasn't really attacked, but, you know, everyone else had their share of bullshit they were dealing with.
Yeah, he was more just like everybody turned his back on him. That
Yeah.
like they all pretended to be like these people that cared for mutants, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a mutant. They're kicking me out." And they're like, "Ah, that sucks, bro."
Yeah.
Protest's over now. Because they were all protesting.
Bye.
They were just pro-protest, not pro-mutants.
Well, they were
Lion-asses.
pro-mutant protesting, but then they
They were-
were bigots after.
Pro-protesting protesters.
You're like mad, wicked, scary, bro.
So, Ava gets them to just like agree to go to Australia so she could see her mom.
Crikey.
Take the magic bus.
Well, there's a thing that happens between because they weren't going to do it,
On the
and
next adventure, they're going inside of somebody's colon.
because speaking of Magic Bus, Ilyana is talking to Scott like, well, I mean, it's understandable them being worried and their families being scared. You're going around saying revolution in every camera you see, and when I was a little girl, revolution was a very scary word.
In my country,
It's a very serious word. And he's like,
revolution
I
is
understand.
Cyclops like, hey, record this. Do I look good?
Basically.
Lining
I
himself
mean,
up.
that's a little bit. There is a slight douche factor to Scott in this series
he's
because
like doing
of that.
the arm cross thing. Like,
How does
yeah.
it look? He runs over there and looks at the camera. No, that's all wrong. We got to
You got, hey, yo, you got TikTok? Because I don't got one. real quick. What challenge is hip?
Moonlight as an Instagram comedian. You know,
So,
you call me a bit of an influencer.
time to start this mutant revolution. Starting with this dance revolution. Remember when that was fucking everywhere and people were doing that all the time? It's insane.
He starts like pumping his arms back and forth though, and instead of
running
dance, yeah, instead of dance revolution music, he's doing like Fall Out Boy. Like,
So anyway, Ilyana's like, all right, so pick a disc, any disc, get you to
I
Australia.
already told you Fall Out Boy.
And Benjamin's like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, we're going to go through these, take us real quick into limbo, and then we're in Australia. And he's like, limbo? Like, you mean hell? Like, yeah, sure, for like a split second. We're in hell, and then we're in Australia. Which, I mean, right now, it's kind of hell.
This has got like the stupidest pun where like, used to be really nice here, but they've lowered the bar.
And Scott's like, hey, Magneto, you coming? And he's like, nah, I got some stuff I got to do.
I
And
got
he's
a
like,
phone call. I got made.
he's like, all right, well, we don't got a phone. He's like, about that.
You want to see my iPhone? Because he has clearly an iPhone at one point that controls the danger room.
So they take off to Australia, And Magneto makes a phone call, and then Ava sees her mom. She's like, "Mom, I'm alive." And, these guys saved me. This is Scott Summers. He's a mutant terrorist. I mean, he's a mutant freedom fighter. I mean, he's a superhero.
I mean, he's a social media influencer. He's got tons of likes.
Instagram comedian. He blogs on YouTube.
I mean, if you get a chance, subscribe to this channel. If you ever want to see me again.
So, all right. So all right, spoilers, but they're gonna freeze Captain America.
Yeah, because the Avengers show up,
and
that's the end of
what I'm saying
issue 2.
is because of all this, I'm picturing that. Like, he freezes them, and he grabs a news camera, and he's like, "Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Cyclops 127 here, fighting for mutants."
He doesn't even have the real
But
handle.
also, he kind of does exactly that.
Yeah.
So, issue 3. Actually,
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to help mutants out, fight the revolution.
I gotta give.
fight for the revolution.
Giving away visors and glasses.
First 30 subs today, get a prize.
Yo, freedom, what? And then they got the standard YouTube note.
So, Ava Bell, issue 3 starts with her doing a report in her classroom where she's talking about how much she admires Captain America. Not because he's, super strong and all that stuff, but because he comes from a different time period. And even though all the people he's known have to be dead, I mean, little does she know, those people are coming back all the fucking time. So he's actually fine. But
the only one he cared about is his best friend, and he's still around being a terrorist all the time.
yeah.
Also,
approved by him.
Yeah, he's
Also, Namor.
Approved terrorist.
Yeah.
So two terrorists Cap's friends with who are old war buddies. The only one who's a decent person for most of the time is the Human Torch, and not the one you're thinking about.
Yeah, I know. Also alive.
Yeah, but just because he's a robot.
Yeah.
So he's never really was alive?
Yeah. In Marvel. He's sure he's alive. He's got feels.
Yeah.
So, anyway, she's doing this report about how she admires him for that, and if she ever gets superpowers one day, that she wants to be a hero just like Captain America, but for Australia and not kangaroo themed. Because they got those.
Yeah. And in Deadpool, too, there are two Australian themed superheroes that they have. One, obviously, is Kangaroo, and then the other one is a straight-up rip-off of Daredevil called Tasmanian Devil, but he's not allowed to say his name because Daredevil was a lawyer and sued him over copyright infringement.
Because of Tasmanian Devil?
Yeah, because he straight up is ripping off Daredevil in every way conceivable.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to say, too, it's Ava is Tempest. I called her Tempest on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Tempest is Angel, Devin's favorite character.
Fucking hate that character. And
Beak's wife.
good
Angel.
callback.
Not the other Angel.
And this is the
And if you
episode
want-
of corrections.
If you want to
Yeah.
hear Justin make that mistake, go listen to our Grant Morrison video, or not videos,
Episodes.
I'm still in YouTuber mode from Cyclops is influencing.
So AVX 2 now, presumably, because the Avengers are all like, "What's up, X-Freaks? You're under arrest for questioning."
Also, another correction before we got to do it in our next podcast. This would be AVX3 because the Avengers vs. X-Men was technically the second Avengers vs. X-Men.
Nerd. So,
Nerd alert.
Scott,
Comic podcast. One that's so specialized that we just concentrate on one comic book.
several books on the same theme, yes. So Scott's like, "Hey, can we not do this right now?" She's trying to talk to her mom, This isn't cool. And Captain America's like, "No, I want your guys are under arrest, you two, you and Emma."
Yeah, for questioning.
And
You broke out of a prison.
Not-
We need to question you
yeah,
about this.
and not Ilyana, by the way,
They don't want none of that.
but yeah.
Also, they show the header for this, like the title of it being Avengers vs. X-Men Go,
Yeah.
which I know that they're trying to set up in your mind that it's a sequel, but it just reminds me that it makes me think that it's a shitty reboot.
Like
they
Teen
got all the
Titans Go?
same, they got all the same voice actors, but the quality of the show dipped.
And they call a timeout. in the middle of this argument.
Get
Well,
Zach Morris
yeah.
timeout.
Well, that's what happens. So there's a bit of a confrontation, and then Scott's like, it's Emma. She's like, oh, you want to blame us? You want us for questioning? Maybe your boy Stark there probably shouldn't have broke a giant cosmic firebird and forced it into us. So whose fault is it really? And he's like, hey, I fixed that problem. Also, no, he didn't. And this is from a person who likes Tony Stark. He did nothing important in that whole book.
No.
He realized stuff after the fact. If
Wait.
there is,
He's Captain Hindsight.
He got slapped by Black Panther, okay?
yeah,
That was the most important thing he did there.
basically, other than screwing up and breaking the Phoenix Force with his dumb Gundam.
Gundam.
So, Scott's like, he grabs Emma. He's like, okay, calm down. One sec. He goes to talk to Magik. He's like, hey, so listen.
He did a huddle. All right, act 3, break.
Yeah, because Tony's like, did he just call a timeout? And he's like, hey, Magik, so I need you to, and she's like, kill Captain America? He's like, no. He's like, I could totally kill Captain America. He's like, you can't kill Captain America. He's like, I so could. And he's like, no, if anything goes, like, bad.
He's like, calm your tits.
Yeah.
Which he totally could.
Yeah.
Calm your tits.
No, she can't do that. She's Russian.
She'd kill him just like she did Dark Beast.
Oh, my God. So awesomely.
Was that
Yeah.
Well, no, there's no ceilings there.
Yeah, true. Well,
Except
I
the
mean,
glass
there's
ceiling.
ceilings anywhere.
Is that the glass ceiling? And that's why she can't kill him. That glass ceiling.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, I need you to get the students out of here if anything goes bad. And she's like, so what am I, Magic Bus now? And that's, that was the foreshadowing of us using Magic Bus. It's
Now you know.
Birth here. Yep.
The more you know.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna have so much editing to do in this episode.
Why is that copywritten?
No, I'm gonna have to put in the actual thing.
Oh. You just said you like that stuff. So he's like, look, I just need you to port them out when if things go bad. And she's like, all right, fine, whatever. That's what I'll do. Yeah. He's kind of had that, presence about it. He's like, well, you can't go back and do whatever you're going to do looking like that. And so she puts him in his uniform and he goes to talk to them. And then he's kind of monologuing for a while of just like, I see persecution, basically. Like, he says it a lot longer and more elaborate, but it basically, like, look, mutants are being, birthed, so to speak, like manifesting their powers, and they're being attacked everywhere we look. Every time we've gone somewhere and assaulted officers and humans is because we were defending the defenseless, and, go fuck yourselves a little bit.
Yeah, because
And-
like he's just attacking people for
Yeah.
no reason.
I just realized that's also the same premise to the theme song for Full House.
Every way.
A people who need you.
Also, he gives that monologue, but that's because the cameras are rolling.
Yeah. Oh,
Which is why
yeah.
he had to get ready. He's like, oh shit, there's cameras. My uniform.
Pretty much. We need more likes. So he says all that, and Hawkeye's like, fuck this, fuck you. You murdered Xavier right in front of us, and thank you for putting an X on your face so I know where to shoot. And Cap's like, calm down, we can still talk about this. And then,
Calm
then
down,
he's like,
Junior.
and then he's like, never mind. You know what, Scott? You murdered Xavier. You're under arrest. Oh, there was that moment with Carol just before that where she's like, Scott, buddy, maybe calm your tits.
Calm your balls, man.
and let's handle this nicely. And
We
he's
go way
like,
back. Scott's like, you're right.
it's like he wants to put me in prison for murder nicely. And she's like,
Also, I'm pretty sure Hawkeye calls Scott a cunt.
oh, probably, yeah.
'Cause-
If you're going off numerics of the
Well, he's
symbols.
saying, you're under arrest, you... And then...
Yeah.
But like, you fuck? Is
You
he calling...
dick.
Maybe he's saying you fuck?
Or dick.
You dick. I believe it's cunt. They're in Australia. He's definitely saying...
Gotta
He's
get-
like, this is the past, we're in Australia.
Yeah.
We're definitely saying
When in
cunt.
Rome,
He's
do
like,
as the
finally,
Rome.
I get to say this.
Yeah. So maybe he'll think we're friends and he'll lower his guard.
You cheeky cunt.
I feel like he's just waiting to shoot. He's got the itchiest fucking trigger finger, Hawkeye, because that's all he does. All of his practice is just shooting things.
Yeah.
He murdered the Hulk fucking because he looked a little green.
Little green. So, and Scott's like, you know what? You're right. We do have a history, Carol. We are friends. Join us.
And also,
Come to our side.
and also, I look kind of like John Krasinski in this issue.
In a lot of these issues, yeah. He does. And I don't think it's a good thing.
He's just like, I'm not Mr. Fantastic.
John Krasinski looks like a guy who has a bee allergy, but a mild one, and he just got stung by a bee like maybe 20 minutes before, but like all the time.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
Yeah, he's got like the puffiest like lower face of any human I've ever seen.
I think you're thinking of squirrels. Are you thinking about squirrels?
No. There's like a doughy roundness.
Like he's hiding nuts?
Like he doesn't have like a jawline. It's like just a round. It's like half an oval, you know?
Thanks. Now we just lost John Krasinski as our listener.
Hey, I like The Office. It's like my favorite character there. I mean, it's like everyone's favorite character there.
Yeah.
But then like I didn't really watch anything he did after that.
The Quiet Place was good. We spent enough time on John Krasinski.
Okay. I mean,
Fine, jeez.
I mean, I
This is
I
not-
digress.
Let's
Whatever.
rate everything that John Krasinski spitted.
Haven't watched anything but The Office, so
That was quick.
that's it.
So, anyway, they're like, all right, well, this isn't working. You are under arrest. You did kill Xavier. And Scott's like, you know what? Go fuck yourselves. And they're about to fight, and Ava's just like time bubble and freezes the entire Avengers. And they're all like, whoo, that is super fortunate. But, you know, in their minds, because really, Scott's like, all right, real quick, camera.
PR moment.
Didn't lift a finger. Stop the Avengers. What? Does the X.
Totally meant to do that.
Also, I just noticed this, and I don't know if they needed to do it, but the way they drew her when she froze all the Avengers, her like skirt's coming up.
Oh, yeah, you see her pantaloons.
You are from the fucking 20s, aren't you?
And she's got that uniform where it's like,
Yeah, she's got like a cheerleader thing.
yeah, like it comes with the undies. They're
Yeah.
attached.
Yeah, you know how like cheerleaders have the Spanx on underneath the short skirts?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what she's got going on. And then they go home, and they're like, this is crazy. They wouldn't have been staking out there, especially not that team. They knew somehow we were going to be there. Who could it have been? Magneto!
It was me!
The only person it could have been.
Which is the next realization. Like, it could have only been you. You're the only guy not there knowing we were going to go there.
Only guy who knew, but coincidentally didn't go with him. He's like, sends the Avengers there. No, I'm just gonna hang back. I got stuff to do.
I got something in the wash, and like I need it dried really quick. I got work tomorrow.
In this
my
moment, I
uniform is
will
gonna
quote the almighty Backstreet Boys and say, "It was gonna be me." Was that in sync? Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
One of those two.
I have
So-
some friends that are gonna be mad.
It's not 98 degrees. I know that.
Oh, it's definitely Blackstreet. Right out of boy pants. What's that one that made that Abercrombie and Fitch song?
Weezer?
I don't know.
Weezer?
Write in if you know who made that.
No, they made it about the
song.
sweater.
So clearly Scott is mad at Magneto. Like, hey man, why'd you do that?
I'm like, way super wicked man.
Like, what the shit? And Magneto's like, well, I needed to know what they knew, and they needed to trust me. They weren't going to trust me unless I gave them up something, so I gave them up you. Because that's what you want to hear from a friend. A partner.
A confidant.
I almost got all you guys imprisoned so they would trust me to help you guys out.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I didn't know if they'd have any telepaths. I couldn't, like, tell you, and you be in on it, and then you go there, and they're like, oh, we read from their minds. They know about Magneto and stuff, so...
Because they have a lot of telepaths on their roster.
Not a 1, but yeah.
About to. Spoilers
What?
for the X-Men.
Oh, we were talking about the Avengers.
Yeah.
Using a telepath
He
against
says,
them. Because
"Yeah,
that's Magneto's,
Only mutants can be telepaths.
He's reasoning.
Yeah,
The only telepath they have is that weird alien dude who's on Brand's ship, and that's not even theirs.
yes, and he's an empath.
Hey,
Yeah.
man, he's a person. He's nobody's.
He's not in their, their team.
He's an alien.
They had to get a permit for him.
I get it for it. So, anyway, Scott's like, yeah, it's still not cool. And as the leader here, and Magneto's all like, yeah, you keep calling yourself leader. I don't remember voting for you to be leader. Maybe I want to be leader. What's this deal?
Yeah.
Like, I'm older than you. I'm cooler than you.
Even though you're
I got magnet powers.
I shaved my head for this.
Shave my head for this.
I just love that, like, how committed are you to your cause? I shaved my head for this.
He saved all the hair, though, so after he didn't get the leader position, he just threw it right back on top.
I ride and die for these streets. I shaved my head.
I was thinking more along like those T-shirts that are like, I shaved my balls for this.
So, and even Ilyana's like, you should go. And then Emma's like, no, it was actually really smart, and he's kind of a genius, and we should just go with this because now we have kind of a mole inside of their shit. Mole. So, what is with you and the Austin Powers references today, man? He did them here, too. But anyway, Magneto's like, look, first of all, everything I've done for mutant kind, all the sacrifices I've made, all the hair I've cut.
Yeah. All the people I've murdered.
every move you make.
Every
breath
bond you
take.
I'll be watching you.
At least, that's what Scott tells Magneto after Magneto's like, look, do you really think I'd sell out my own people?
Yes.
Even though I kind of hate you a little bit.
It's like, you wanted this conversation? Do you want to have this conversation?
So Scott, he accepts it, and then, of course, because it's an X-Men, there's a news broadcast going on, and they see that the Avengers are still stuck in the time bubble, and Scott's like, you know what? This is a great opportunity to do something with this time, and Magik Bus is like, we should go to Avengers Tower and raid their underwear drawers and switch them around. He's like,
Clog the toilets.
yeah.
No, it makes me think, though, of when Nixon is running for president in Futurama. And he's like, and we'll go into people's houses and mess up the place.
And he's like, that's tempting, but I have a better idea. And they go to the Jean Grey school for gifted and talented people of all sorts that are mutants. Or not, because they don't discriminate.
They should change that
even
name.
though the world discriminates against them. And
can you imagine filing papers with that name? Like, Jesus Christ, I gotta write all this. Can we shorten the name?
Nope. It's gotta stick. Anyway, they go there and he's all like, to me, my X-Men, because that's their worst Avengers assemble.
So it's just like that.
And it's
to me, my X-Men.
Crickets after that.
They didn't hear you, bro. Speak up.
He's like knocking on the front door. To me, my X-Men.
Hey, I hate to interrupt. If you guys aren't busy, if you could just come to me, my X-Men, it would be great. Yeah.
Well, Xavier's first draft was "Come on me." That's why he had an all-boys school at first, but Gene changed things. He became a straight pedophile.
Yeah.
So,
You be like a straight pedophile, or like he's just a straight pedophile?
yes. Anyway, so issue 4, Emma's speaking to the Cuckoos psychically because they're there and they're mad at her because they've reached out to her psychically and she's ignored them because they don't know that her powers are broken at this point. And she's all like, "Look, you guys will flourish with us, and you're withering here, and I can tell you don't want to be here, and I can teach you so many more things, and I know you better than you know yourselves."
Solid, Emma.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
And they're like, "Nah, not cool." And also, you don't know us. We're totally different.
She's getting their names wrong.
Yeah.
Phoebe, she's dead. Damn it.
It's Celeste, Mom.
And
I only go by Catherine now.
and they realize, oh, something is wrong. We're only able to talk psychically because it's our power. We're letting her in our minds. She's not projecting. So they start kind of teasing her psychically. That, in a sense, is torture. And she's like, so I get what you're doing. I taught you how to do this. Please stop doing this. Because they put her in like a white room, and then they start digging into her memories. And they go in, they see the moment where Scott takes the Phoenix Force power from her. And they're like, oh, shit. That's actually pretty bad. And we're really sorry. And she's like, you're not sorry. And they're like, no, we really are sorry. So you don't know us.
Yet again, Marvel's attempt to try to rewrite Scott into being a bigger villain than he was being.
Yeah, because they made it look like he stole the power from her and was power hungry.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
Yeah, that's a moment of that kind of.
To find out what happened, go listen to our issues on
Avengers vs. X-Men.
Yes.
Yeah. The third part.
All of them. Listen to all 4 of them.
Right, but I mean to find out this specifically. So while they're there, because this is taking place when Scott's talking to the faculty there about, recruiting people because he knows they do good work. That bugged me so much. That line of just like how formal that is. We're accepting applications and I know you do good work. And it's like, you guys were basically a family that were super close that had a really fucking weird thing happen. Yeah, and now you're being overly formal. Yeah. And
you do good work.
Like
give you a 4 or 5 stars.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Meanwhile, you're saying that to like your cousins.
And let me take off my monocle, and it just kills everybody.
Yeah, you show up at your mom's house for like Thanksgiving dinner. It's like, I know you do good work here.
Like
exactly,
you're thanking your mom for the food she made you, but it's more like at the end of a basketball game.
You leave a tip on the table.
It was good service.
You went out there, you made the food, you did a good job, you cooked everything out. We just got to focus on defense.
You got to focus on those mashed potatoes. They're a little bland in the third quarter.
It tastes like Gene made these. So, while this is happening, the new students at the new Xavier school are exploring, and they're looking at the dorms and everything. And mixed reviews on the dorms.
I feel like it's a fight. Wolverine's going to change the name to the new Xavier school.
From the Jean Grey school?
Yeah. He's like, oh no, you're not going to have the Xavier school. This is the newer Xavier school.
We're the new Xavier and Jean Grey school for kids who don't read well and want to learn to do other stuff well.
The names are just going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
So they're looking at the dorms. Ben's all like, well, Benjamin technically. Like I'm familiar with him. Ben.
Benji.
So he's looking at his room all like, I've had better. This kind of sucks. Meanwhile, he's got like a flat screen TV in there and shit.
Free rent.
And, yeah, and he's just like, not up to my standards. And Triage is like, this is fucking amazing. I'm glad to just have my own space and fuck my... I'm thinking, was he beat as a child or something? Because he seems to like not like his family at all.
Either that or he's just like, my parents are lame, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking doctors.
And Ava's like,
snacks.
is there like a boys and a girls section, or is this like co-ed? And Benjamin's like, don't worry, we'll all be respectful. And Triage is like, speak for yourself.
I'm gonna be a total creep.
Yeah.
He like says it basically.
Yeah, yeah. More than, because she's like, you're not gonna be one of those cheeky blokes, are you? And he's like, I don't know what cheeky means, but yeah, probably.
What do you think the chances are of, because Benjamin's powers are all fucking up, of him accidentally looking
like Ava, and then Triage jerking off.
He's like creeping out on it. He's like, ooh, and the face changes back, and he's like, oh!
Like it's like this weird like sitcom-y thing that happens where Benjamin picks one room, like say on the left, and then Ava is in the room in the middle, and then Triage is in the room on the right, and then at the last minute, without Triage knowing, Benjamin and Ava switch rooms, and so he's like looking through like a hole he made or something at Benjamin, but Benjamin's like talking to Ava or whatever, like, so his power's manifesting, or maybe like Ava's next to the wall that he's next to, so his powers are automatically manifesting to look like her. And then, just ends up jerking it to Benjamin. And he doesn't know until he turns his head and there's that giant nose.
Or the penis. The penis might give it away.
Oh, man. You think that changes for him, too?
No, because he didn't grow tits when he.
Yeah, it's
looked
just
like her.
face.
Yeah.
Triage will learn something new about himself that day. Or maybe he realizes when he starts to turn into Triage.
Fabio's
What's
the only
going
one
on?
innocent in this whole situation.
Yeah.
That you're coming up with.
Because also she's like, to Triage, getting back into the actual story.
He just wants to go back to corn dog on a stick.
Yeah. Well,
It's probably payday.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta pick up my
Didn't even
check.
pick up my
I gotta
check.
pay rent. Oh, he's in like a new dorm with no...
My shift starts in a half an hour.
I'm supposed to be there today.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ava's like, you were so much nicer before. And Triage
When
is
you
like...
didn't talk, you were way nicer.
Triage's like, I was nervous. This is the real me.
And now I'm
Piece of
horny.
And she's like, let me tell you this, if no other woman has told you this yet. If there's anything good to find about you, I'll find it. And there's like a panel of nothing, and then one more with him. He's like, you find it? Just a real creep thing, yeah.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
The French press. So then Fabio is just like, is there a phone around here? Because I got a call. Because, yeah, the hot dog on the stick. And
I gotta get my shift covered.
And it goes back to Emma talking to the cuckoos and all that stuff. And they're like, all right, well, we'll be back after you guys figure out.
These select messages.
Yeah. And suddenly at the Xavier school, it's like all hell breaking loose with dinosaurs and shit because Fabio had activated the danger room. And the X-Men are just sort of watching them get their asses kicked by the danger room. And then Scott gets hit in the head with a gold ball, and he's like, all right, this is enough. And Magneto's like, I agree. And they cut it off, and Magneto's all like, you guys are ruining my danger room.
Which
I
how
built
did he
this.
make
And...
such a great danger room.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also,
He's a genius.
the,
so.
Apparently.
the dinosaurs in the danger room look a lot like Krakoa.
I know, it was really confusing, but that's Bacalo, man.
Yeah, a lot of debris too.
Debris and scaly creatures.
Which is
Yeah.
funny that Scott's like, no, we're gonna stay and watch this, and then one gold ball later, nope, fuck it, turn it off.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's going to get messier. And this is when you find out that because the control for the danger room is an iPhone. So when Fabio found that, it's very understandable that he
Yeah.
thought it was a phone and he
And
was going to use it.
It's exactly like we're not saying like, oh, it looks like an iPhone. It has all the apps in an iPhone. It's right next to the setting app with the gears where he's turning off the danger room.
Yeah.
It says call.
So Scott's like, okay, guys, there is no phone. You don't understand. If you're here, we're fugitives. You're
You are now a
fugitives.
wanted criminal.
You are now.
And when you're here, you're family.
I mean, our cafeteria is just an Olive Garden. Have you been yet? Have you been to the cafeteria? So, Magik then has like this weird like limbo flare where she just freaks out and then disappears, and there's a panel where she's like drowning in limbo, but then returns.
Also, she makes Arnold Schwarzenegger noises when she...
Yeah.
Because I'm not making this up. They spell... Nyah!
Yes.
And Scott's like, oh, we'll give her a minute. She seems upset, and I'll talk
She's
to her
just
when she
on
cools
fire.
off. Yeah.
You
It's
okay?
And then it goes to Ava and Benjamin. They walk outside the school where it's all snowy and, the outdoors.
Paralleling the conversation that started issue 2.
Yeah. Where they're like, yeah, Scott Summers, nice guy. Sorta, but scary. And they expressed that they had left again to the school to pick up whoever are going to be the new students or teachers. And they're like, well, Benjamin to Ava is like, hey, so I don't know about this place. And she's like, well, Scott's a nice guy, and he seems like a good guy, but to be honest, I also need more information if I'm going to stay here. Like, because they know that they're only being fed half-truths and that, like, they will want to leave if things aren't legitimate. You know, like the whole being fugitive thing. Like, it's not something that they really considered when they were saved from danger when being persecuted and whatnot.
Danger the situation, not
the room.
robot.
Who's also a room.
Used to be a room.
Formerly
a room.
Danger, formerly known as room.
She's always a room.
She's evolved.
She'll always be a room in my heart.
She'll always have room in your heart.
I meant what I said. So Scott returns with Angel and the Cuckoos, and he's like, all right, so these are the Cuckoos. And Triage right away is like, ooh, triplets, because gross. And
yeah, they should have just turned his mind to pudding.
Yeah.
At that point.
And he's like, and this is Angel, one of the original X-Men, the back from the past, to hang out with us. And he's the best. And he's like, I've only been an X-Man like 3 weeks, so
It's like warming him up.
Yeah.
Hands on the shoulders. One of the greatest there is. You got this, buddy.
Well, and Benjamin says he's like, oh yeah, Angel, he came from the past, and Fabio says, like, metaphorically.
yeah. And then there's another limbo flare, and Ilyana screams, and that's where the issue ends.
Yep, it was good book.
Yes.
Should I be offended? You do an impression of me now?
You doing
Who knows?
impression of me?
You making fun of me?
You come here in the streets. So yeah, we Twitter. We have it.
Oh, we Twitter?
We got one.
We do the tweets.
And Instagram and a Facebook. Everything is at Mex-Men Podcast, so go like those. Check them out. You'll get new episode alerts. Our opinions on several things. We post panels from comics we talk about.
Panels?
Panels. That's what you added to this conversation.
If you like clothes with things on them that are cool, we sell those through TeePublic. You just search Mex-Men on TeePublic, or Awesome Shirts /Mex-Men, because the Mex-Men will kind of just go to us. And I like the idea that you're searching Awesome Shirts in context to us. And anyway, you find our thing, and you could get like a mug. Or a sticker.
All the information for all this is in the show notes, so you don't have to search. They'll just you open up description and click the button, and it will just take you there.
Or you're an adventurous person who likes to enjoy the journey of a thing, and you could go and Google,
but your life's not exciting.
You're gonna type in HTTP. I'm sure you can figure out this.
Just type in HTTP.
Press enter.
And see where it takes you. So yeah, we got the shirts, and we got the hoodies, and we got
that zip and things. Don't zip.
Yeah, and we got cases for not only your phone, but for laptop.
Yeah.
Which is like your phone, but bigger.
Yes. And better. And that's for today.